Spring is in the air, and when that happens, we want to start cleaning out our houses, right? Let's start decluttering and doing that spring cleaning. Hi, guys. I'm Andrea Ervay with LKN Connects Business Spotlight, and today I'd love to introduce you to Shonda Voves. She is the owner of Happy Homes and Decluttering. So, Shonda, please introduce yourself to our Lake Norman residents and tell them what you do and why you do it.
Hey, I am Shonda, and yeah, I am a professional organizer, and I primarily work with clients who suffer from overwhelming clutter. If there's a space in their house that just hasn't been touched in a while, or if they feel just embarrassed by having people over, or just even clearing off their dining room table. It just is very what I do with that. But I help people reclaim their peace in their home and find everything has its place and sort through their clutter and get them ready for to conquer life.
Yeah, I know for me, it definitely helps to clear my desk and get organized before I sit down to work on a project or really dive into work for the day. So, what kind of projects have you done or do you do besides the decluttering? How do you help people, I guess?
Well, I organize garages, basements, closets, pantries, different areas that people seem to walk in and they turn the other way because they just don't know where to start. So
Yeah.
they usually call me at the point where they're okay. I moved here from New York 9 years ago and I haven't touched these boxes since then. So let's
Yeah.
get started. So sometimes it can actually be a really emotional process because once you start opening boxes, you start there's memories in them, and
Yeah.
it's hard to decide, well, I've had this for so long, or this was passed down to me by my grandmother. Should I really get rid of it? But I don't actually have a spot for it in the home. So what do I do? So I help with those decisions because those are hard decisions. But at, at one point in time, we want to reclaim our space, and
Yeah.
sometimes we can just be overwhelmed with just everything, and sometimes we have to make the hard decisions of parting with things, but I do it with love and care and understanding because I honestly understand.
Yeah, you have to be empathetic to what they're going through. So you have to almost be a psychologist when you're there,
Yes,
I'm sure.
yes, yes, yes. Sometimes, I mean, it take depending on the project, it's more than one time that I'm usually at a client's home. It's more of like a coaching through the process of getting rid of things, especially with the clients that I tend to gravitate towards is those who I like to use the word overwhelm clutter instead of the word hoarding because that's technically the term for it, but I don't like that term necessarily. But I've dealt with that just in my own personal life and with my family members, and I it's hard. And I actually had my hardest project that I've had so far was actually personal to me. It was my grandmother's project, and she is classified as a stage five hoarder, or she was, and
Is that
that
why you
was
got
tough for
started
me.
in the
That's
business?
exactly why I got started. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We cleaned out her place and it took 30-yard tons of dumpsters of stuff that she actually had over. I mean, by the end of the project, I was seeing stuff from the 70s. I'm not kidding. And that was emotionally hard for me because she's no longer here and it was something that we weren't able to do until after that. So
Yeah,
it's and we're not the only ones that we people do inherit their family's belongings and it's emotional. So
sure.
I want to help people with that because that's on unfortunately that's the problem that we all kind of at some point in time have to deal with, which is our family belongings. I mean, quite
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. And I know for one, I need to get into the spring cleaning mode and I'm excited to just declutter and get rid of a lot of stuff. So definitely we'll be reaching out to you and we'll put in the show notes how people can also reach out and get you in their homes so that they can declutter and feel amazing. So thank you so much, Shonda.
Thank you so much for having me.